And what's up, guys? Welcome back to part four of the Corvette rebuild. It's a little bit windy out here, and I actually got this umbrella. You can see it shaking around, trying to keep the sun off, because Indiana temperatures right now are about 92 to 95 degrees throughout the week. High winds and sun advisory, heat warning. So yeah, we're all under a heat watch. I'm trying to be out here working on this, so it's not going to be a very productive day, especially since I got to keep my hand on this freaking umbrella most of the time. But let's focus on the car here. Weather just always sucks in Indiana. Don't move to Indiana. I don't care what you want to do here. I don't care what your reasoning is. Don't come to Indiana. It sucks. The weather is always different every week. But enough about Indiana. What we have left to do on the Vette, I got a list here, and I don't want to bore you guys with lists because I hate lists myself, but it's the easiest way for me to make sure that I get everything done and that we get everything we need to do accomplished, because if I just try to track it all in my head, I'm never going to get anywhere. So let me go over this list with you guys. So here's our to-do list. Here's what's left. We got a wire in the fuel gauge. Not sure if I'm going to do that before we get it on the road, but I definitely need to do that before I drive it every day. I just need to know how much fuel I have. Run it with the choke. That'll just be a test, because I wired in the new choke wire. You can see it here. It's tapped into the voltmeter, but we'll give it a test here in a second. I need to tidy everything up. We need to get the new brake booster in. It's sitting right there. It's looking really pretty. I was going to put silicone on it yesterday, and then I got distracted. So we're going to get that done today. We're going to put the rest of the body panels back on, the radiator cover back on, and then we're going to do a burnout. So let's start doing some of this, start getting something done, because this wind is just horrendous, and I'm barely making any progress today. So last time we carbon wrapped this fuel tank lid, you can see the only spot on it that you can really notice is where I had to patch a hole in the steel, but you get far enough away and it looks pretty good. And our emblems came in the mail, so we're gonna drill some holes in this cover and get it to sit something like that. I think that would look pretty nice. Pull out of the back here and look, and we also got one for the front I'm gonna throw on. All right, we've marked and drilled our holes. If we get this, oh yes, that looks very nice. Oh yes. So I'm gonna get this pulled out, get some of this Gorilla Glue around here just so it doesn't leak into here, pull this adhesive off and get it set down. Now that looks nice. I don't care who you are, a little bit of carbon fiber and some chrome, it looks beautiful. You guys know how it goes. Once I start painting, I can't stop. I've taken off the radiator fan shroud, the cover shroud, and the bumper lip. Here's the fan shroud, cover shroud, and then the bumper lip sitting over there. Just a bunch of really easy to get to screws. I didn't really feel like it was worth making a video part out of. Started getting we actually got a tire iron that came with the car. Started painting it. Painted the headlight cover for the fuses. Gonna get a new paint on that. Probably gonna get a new paint on this top piece. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with the fan shroud yet. Might just look at getting a new one or painting this one and getting some stickers for it. Either way, they need cleaned pretty well. But you can see that we have a nice aluminum radiator, which I didn't even know we had on here. Nice fan, but yeah, that was just thrown down in there too. That's just a stock fan, I'm guessing. So kind of interesting what people leave in these cars and don't tell anybody about. All right, guys, and just like that, we have a brand new brake booster. You can see on this one that it's not stripped out at all. Looks a little rough, but honestly it's not too bad. Came with the new one of these and a new grommet, but I have the old one. I'm probably going to try to reuse because this isn't very good, but we're going to try to put this in now. We took the old one out earlier. I'm not sure how much footage I got of it, probably not a lot. It's been a weird couple days. I've had to work a lot, so I haven't had a lot of time to do work on this, but we were lucky to get the brake booster a couple of days early. So I'm actually going to work on putting that in. That's the biggest thing keeping us from running. Then I got to do a little bit of wiring work, but really we just need to put the brake booster in. So let's get started on that. The way that this goes in here is pretty simple. So these two screws are where the master cylinder bolts on. You can see the bolt holes there. Slides onto this side, and it actually sits like this. Slides up in there, and I'm going to get some silicone around it. And then those are the new mounting bolts that I hope I have nuts for. I'm going to have to find the nuts for, and I'm going to peel this little labeling sticker off. But I'm going to get it stuck up in there and probably get it set. It's kind of a pain to get the screws on, but the harder part's going to get the brake pedal. So I'll show you guys how to get the brake pedal, where the screws are. May not feel much putting them on because they're kind of a pain to get to, but I'm going to get that grommet fixed, get it lined up, get some silicone on it, and we'll see you in a second. You know how I said that I was going to have to fight this grommet to get it on and probably change? No, I literally grabbed the stock one off of the hose that I left it on, slipped it into the stock grommet that came on this, and this is the one that came on the original one, and it fits the new air, like the valve here, weirdly too. But our stock air hose 90 here and the aftermarket grommet works perfect. So I'm gonna get some silicone on this and line it up.
3 hours later.
And honestly, I might have a problem. I spray painted the brake booster black because I didn't like the chrome. And I've been putting up the rest of the panels. I'm gonna show you here in just a second on the car. Really annoying. But most of them are in place, and I had the miraculous idea. I'm gonna spray paint the screws white, and of course they're not done. So I'm gonna show you guys what everything looks like, but I gotta wait for everything to dry, so we're gonna find something to do. Brake booster all nice and painted black. Screws not dry. White, looking nice. Come over here. We got the fan shroud on. Oh, doesn't the black look much prettier? We got the cover on, and then we actually have the skirt on, although none of it's where it's supposed to be, so it looks a little goofy right now. I gotta let the screws dry before I can mount anything up and where it goes. So, you know, it's gonna be in just a second. But we're slowly getting somewhere. So I've figured out what I'm gonna do while I wait for that stuff to dry. I'm gonna clean. I've made a heck of a mess out here, but if you look in the car, man, it's rough. I got panels everywhere, I got parts everywhere, I got pieces I still haven't glued down yet. I got a whole seat full of just random tools, so I'm gonna work on getting some of this organized. Probably about 20 minutes, and then we'll put the brake booster on, hopefully. To show you guys actually how bad it is, this is what's left of one of two toolkits. The other one has like no sockets in it. They're just laying here, not even where they go. So I'm gonna spend the next couple minutes putting everything away, and then we'll put the brake booster in. It's been a while. The Vette's been sitting here about a month now, which doesn't seem like a while to you guys, but it's a lot to me considering I only get a couple hours a day to work on it. So I'm gonna try to clean some of this up. We're getting really close to having it back on the road, probably tomorrow, get some more done, but I'm gonna clean up, probably get the brake booster on tonight, and we'll see where we sit.
Meanwhile.
And like magic, the radiator cover is on, looking nice and pretty. Same thing with this lower radiator guard on the front lip. It's looking very nice. The white screws is definitely the way to go. Show you a look from this side. Just have to walk around everything. You can see the lips being held up there with the jack, and if I let the jack down now, it should stay lined up with everything else. Oh yeah, get it to focus there. Like I said, the sun is super bright. Yeah, ridiculously bright today. It's like 95 degrees. Heat advisory, so we got our own little shaded corner, but it is on. It looks nice and pretty. So we're gonna work on getting the brake booster in now. So now that we've got it all gooped up, we're gonna spin it around so the top side's on the top. And we're gonna take it, get it in here like so. And there we go. Put that on there like so. And then we're gonna get something to press it on here with. Just like that, the brake booster is where it goes. We got the silicone drying in here. We got the clear hose on the grommet here. Just because I ran out of barbed hose, I didn't really feel like going to pick a piece up. It's just vacuum lined, so it should do. Got the throttle cable wrapped around it like we had it. These nuts down here that hold the master cylinder on are just hand tight. So just gonna need to tighten those up. I'll show you guys over here where the bolt is. So this right there, you can kind of see it, although it's not really focusing. Right there is the nut that holds on the master cylinder. There's also one on this side, but there's no way I can get you a video of that. And then down here under the pedal, you can see the boot for the master cylinder there coming through the firewall, and it bolts right up there to the brake pedal here. That's what this is right here. And then there's should be a little dowel pin hole that I gotta put a dowel pin through, but that shouldn't be too hard to get on there. It's just really hot. So I'm working on getting some other stuff done outside the car, and then I'm gonna get this pin on, and we'll see if the brakes work, and then we'll start it up. Now that we have the brake booster nice and tight, we really need to test and see if that solves our problem with the taillights. So we're gonna throw the power on here. Walk all the way around to the back of the car. Yep, problem solved. Now that the brake booster is all nice and solid and it's solved our light problem, we really need to remount the wiggly steering column here. You can see where it mounts up. Let me get it up here. Right there, and there's a bolt on either side. So I'm gonna get this put up real quick and we'll see you in a second. All right, we're going to go for first startup with the new brake booster hooked up, new lines, everything should be hooked up as far as I know, new choke should be hooked up. So we're gonna go for start. Battery up, make sure the voltmeter's hooked up. Go for crank. Not pulling power to the choke, which is weird, but it seems to be running decently well. I'm gonna let it warm up for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, it's loud. It's obnoxious. It's really hard to even hear myself think, but it's running. Oh, it's running and it's running well. Iffy. It's running better, I'll give you that. Car probably needs tuned some more. Got a dummy wire hooked up because I was not receiving power, but miss. I'm guessing that's just the carb because look at the fuel pressure. You give it a little bit, give it a little bit of gas and it goes away. So I'm not exactly sure. I'm guessing it's probably the carb. So I'm gonna do a bit of tuning, turn it off, let it cool down a little bit. For lack of wanting to fight it, I've added a switch. You can see it right there, to turn the choke on because I don't want to fight it anymore. I've tapped it into a wire I know provides power. So we're gonna go ahead and go for start here and I'll show you that it is providing power. But key on. Hope if I had the battery hooked up, wouldn't it? Key on. Fuel pump on. Choke on. Fires right up. Give it a second to warm up, give it a second to idle up. That's worse than before. I'm gonna turn the carb back up. When I say turn the carb up, I mean I'm adjusting these idle screw mixtures as well as the throttle screw to make sure, and the accelerator pump to make sure it's not idling at a bad temp. So now or a bad idle, I'm sorry. So let's see if we get something else here. Key on. Fuel pump on, choke on, key turn. Already sounds happier, I'll tell you that. I did one full rotation back the other way, so I fixed my half turn that I did before, then I added another half turn. And that is too much of a turn. I've gone ahead and turned the car back down half a turn, so we're back at the original half that we were at. So let's see what we look like now. That fan on too, but still idling at about 2,000, which is a little bit 1,000 too many, really. But I'm gonna let it warm up for about 2 to 3 minutes, and if it hasn't blown up or stopped idling, see you in a second. They say I'm gonna let it run, and as soon as I ended that video, it backfired out the carb and it backfired out the exhaust. The fuel level and the air level together is just not happy. So I'm gonna do a bit more tuning, go do some research, try to tune some of this down. It's definitely idling way too high. That's part of the problem. It's idling at about 2,000 instead of about 1,000. 1,900, so it's really not good. We should be about 900 to 1,000. So I'm gonna work on getting this tuned, and we'll see where we get. We're definitely a lot closer to getting on the road. Brake booster was a big help. Now it's just carb tuning. Oh, she looks so good off the jacks, man, off the lift. She looks good on the ground. I got everything cleaned up too. We're actually gonna get in it, go ahead and start it, and we're gonna drive it around, and we're gonna try to park it, like actually park it where it's supposed to be. It's been sitting here almost 2 months, so the sense of relief I feel right now is unmatched. It's so hot, but nothing beats it, bro. You've spent so long working on a project, and it's finally within your grasp of being done. Like, I get to go park it and do minor things. It's such a relief to get it moved, so let's do that. All right, guys, here goes nothing. We're in drive. And she stops.
One eternity later.
So guys, here she sits in all her glory off the jack stand. She drove it around, you know, all the way around the barn. Seemed to do pretty fine. Kicked right back up to $2,000 after we put it back in park, which is a little interesting, but it's okay. You know, I'll tune it, I'll keep doing more work to it. What's important that is it's down. It's driving, it's running. That's really what we were accomplishing today in these last couple of videos, was getting it back on the road. Of course, there'll be more content. Hope you guys stay tuned for that. Don't you miss it. But no, we're gonna go out for a little test drive. We're gonna see how well she handles on the road. We'll probably do that little burnout just because, you know we have to. We have to see what she can put down. We spent so long putting her together. We gotta know what she puts out, you know. But then there's some secrets in the back seat you guys don't get to see yet. I put them in, let's say under no watchful eye, you know, while nobody was watching. So you guys will see them eventually, but we definitely have to take this thing out and have some fun with it. So you guys are about to see what that looks like. What do you think, buddy?
She's okay.
She's okay. That's better than okay.
Be safe. How long's it been since this thing's been on the road?
2 months. A month and a half. 2
And it's
months.
about to hit the road for the first time?
Yes, sir. All the lights are working. that, but you can still hear it's really high. I smell a toasty smell. Something got hot. Otherwise, other than that, it did very good. I'm very happy with the way this thing went down the road. Something got hot, but I can't figure out what it is.
Something got
It's over here. I think we're leaking oil out the dipstick.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what it is. It smells like oil. Well, we know what to fix. All in all, I'm very happy with how it handled and the power that came out of it, although a little lacking. This ain't no truck. What happened here, Austin?
Turbo.
Yeah, this reminds me of your Buick. Quite a lot. It rides really nice. Put that bit in sport mode. Are your Crocs in sport mode?
No.
Well, we done screwed up then. This is definitely not what you're doing. Oh, this thing.
Volkswagen,
This is
she gets
nice. Yeah, for a little Volkswagen Passat, she gets it. Cold air intake, bigger turbo. Yeah, she'll definitely be the sleeper, brother. This thing's nice. Yeah, she boogies. I'd say put her up against the Buick, but I know which one would win. Oh yeah, easily this.